Yesterday was one of the most chaotic school days I've ever had in my entire life, and I legitimately walked away feeling like I had like the worst L just stamped all over my forehead that day. So I have to tell you what happened because boy, oh boy, was it a terrible day. So it did not start off the best. Like as the children were entering the room, I just like had this vibe that it was not going to go well. I don't know if any other teachers have ever felt that. Like as they're coming in, I was like, oh no. And I did everything I tried. I tried all the tricks and tips and whatever else to make sure that we started off the day on the rightest of feet as physically possible. And as the morning got on and it kept going, it just like slowly got worse. It wasn't like all at once. It was like one small thing after another. And I teach in a Montessori school, so I was sitting one-on-one with the child in a lesson. And even though when I sit down with one child, I'm focused fully on them, my ears are all over the room. Like I might be with them, but I am like zoned in on everything going on around me as well, because you never know. And I just like, something felt wrong. So I like glanced off to the side, and in my lofted space over here were 4 children chucking things off this side of the loft. They had taken the flags from the flag stand right here, and they were throwing them up and down to each other. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of like experimenting with the materials and using them in a way that they're not supposed to, but we do not throw things off of the loft. Holy cow, did I almost lose my mind in that moment. So I resumed the lesson. My assistant went to handle it. I was still a little bit triggered. I resumed the lesson, I finished the lesson, and I just stood up and I said to myself, you know what? We are not going to finish teaching lessons today. They clearly cannot handle it. Something's in the air. I don't know what it is. There's no point in getting lessons if no one is going to want to even receive the lesson, right? So I hung up the apron that I typically wear, and I just sat down in a chair for 30 minutes. And I pulled out a blank white sheet of paper, and on the piece of paper, all I wanted to do was write down anything beautiful that I had seen in the room for 30 minutes. I put a timer on my watch, and I was not going to get up for 30 minutes. I did not see one beautiful thing. Not one. And I was actively looking for it. I'm not kidding you. Actively looking for it. Did not see one thing happen to where I was like, oh, faith in humanity restored. Not one for 30 whole minutes. So you know what I did? I rang the bell. I called it quits on the morning. We clearly did not need to be inside anymore, and we went outside and played because we clearly did not need to be inside. Just so you know, social media can often portray the fact that rainbows and unicorns all the time. Yesterday was the opposite of a rainbow and unicorn day. But there you go. I hope today's a much better day. Have a great day.